Welcome everyone, and today's video we're going to be talking about a brand that should be well known if you're in that photography or videography realm. And the branded name is Godox, and they have sent out the TT520III, their flagship flash, which we will get into. But before we jump into the actual flash itself, I will say that Godox's sort of overall mission is to enhance creative possibilities with their reliable and versatile lighting solution. Now, coming from someone that has lighting around the office, I don't tend to really use flash for my product photography or things like that, but it's always good to have in your arsenal of equipment for when you are running and gunning and do need that flash on the go. Even when my old cameras used to have it built in, I rarely would use it because it would sort of blur out the image, where having a dedicated flash like this could really enhance the image or give you a better overall quality when it comes to that portrait or professional style of imagery. So the camera that I use is the Sony a7C II. This doesn't have a built-in flash, but it does have that nice hot shoe on top, which we'll talk about in a second. But first, let's go over the actual device itself. This is the TT520III. In the top here, you have this card with a nice diffuser. It is also a light reflector if you want to use it that way, and it does have that nice angle of rotation. I will mention that this takes 4 AA batteries in the rotation of plus, minus, minus, plus, and if you leave them while this is off, it will still drain the batteries, so make sure you take them out when you're not using this. The batteries that I have in there at the moment are these Polaroid super heavy duty, just normal standard AA batteries, and it does the job absolutely fine. But being in that creative space, we always take extra batteries anyway, so we know it will last all day. But moving over to your information sort of screen here, you have this nice little LED that when you do turn it on, it tells you exactly what mode you're on. And if you click mode, you have mode S1, mode S2, and if you hold it, it actually turns on for the receiver, which is this little baby I will talk about in a second. Hold mode again, and it turns the receiver off. Then you have your little red button at the bottom here. You can trigger your flash yourself, but that also lets you know that your flash is ready to be used. Your down and up arrows, and then your on and off. At the top right, you've got these 4 little dials. I believe this might be so you can have multiple set up. I am not too sure on this. Again, this is my first ever flash, so correct me in the comments if I am wrong. But I will mention first off that this flash can go from 1/128, then it will go through other options like +0.3, +0.7, and then the main 1/1, which flash is ridiculous. I've done it a few times to a few friends just to see their reaction, and it is like being flashbanged. They were blind for weeks. So I don't really know if you're in a super dark lit room, I mean pitch black, this will light up that whole room. So it could give you an amazing photo if you were in some sort of abandoned building or things like that. But as I mentioned, I don't really use a flash, if at all. A 1/1 might be a bit too much. At the bottom, you have that hot shoe that is compatible with most cameras out there. If you're unsure if it is compatible, go check on the website. But I will mention first off that this does not draw power. You cannot power this from the camera's hot shoe. And also another thing, if you're using the Sony a7C II, I'm not familiar with other cameras, but if you are running it on silent mode, this doesn't actually trigger it. This hot shoe becomes sort of irrelevant and will not work. So that's something to make sure if you're having issues with this actually firing, it's because you probably have it on silent mode. I had to find that out the hard way, but I finally did, and I'm glad I did, because now I can let everyone know in this video. Moving on to what else you get inside the box quickly is this nice little stand here that you can put the hot shoe in. Now that can stand on your desk or anywhere around while you're using this receiver. And then obviously you get the receiver in the box as well. But in here is a little pull-out tab that you will pull out to make the batteries connect. And then I would say put it back in just so this doesn't run dry. Also, because I don't know if you can change the batteries in these. This also comes with them 4 little dials as similar to the flash, so whether that is again to set up different channels or different times, whatever, let me know in the comments below. I'm new to this flash stuff. This is just an overall sort of experience of checking this out and looking over the product. Now the build quality, I will say, absolutely, although it is plastic, it is a very durable plastic. It feels like it's going to withstand a good amount of, you know, wear and tear, rough and tumble, in your bag, out your bag sort of action, but it does come with a nice sort of felt bag anyway, so it keeps it safe inside of your gear. But moving on, let's actually throw it onto the camera so you can see what it looks like. But that's actually on the Sony a7C II. Now, as you can see, it is a bit of a big body for such a small little camera here, but it packs a punch, and so does the camera. So it's definitely one of those little combinations that you wouldn't really think of, but when it comes together, does its job really well. Now I'm going to turn it on, and as you can see, if I whack on the camera and take some test shots, you'll see the flash warning, flash photography. You'll see the flash as I click the button. That's on 1/128, so it's just constant, it can keep going. Then if you want to turn it all the way up to 1/1, it will do one big flash, and then it will take a while for this little red button here to sort of get a breather, cool itself down, and so on. So this is the 1/1. I'm now blind 2, and it will take a while for that little red button here to sort of re-engage itself, and it's just been flashbanging for the first time. It's probably sitting there like, well, there we go, it's back now, so you can again take that one, and that will just lighten up the whole room. As you see, it's literally just a white flashbang. But then even on a 1/128 with all the lights being on as well, that is the image we're coming out with. And I mean, again, very washed out with it being directly faced. If I do it upwards, we can get a sort of a softer lighting effect there. As you can see, that looks a bit more usable. So I can definitely see this being a huge benefit to taking away some of the darker shadows, giving it a bit more of a softer light, if you will. If you don't want to keep moving around lights and things like that in your office, using something like this can definitely help. Now, by all means, you know, Godox have not told me to say anything positive about this or negative about this. They've not really told me to say anything apart from the fact that it was a gifted collaboration. This has all been off the top of my own head. Again, I've never used flashes, so I can't really give you a pinpoint description of who this would be for or what it's for or best case scenarios. Just my overall opinion of getting it out of the box, looking it over, and really just them couple of test shots. I've not actually had the chance to utilize this in a way. So that's why I want to come back in a couple of months maybe, and after really testing this out and finding out who this would benefit in a way, then yes, I would definitely come back and make a video and tell you to go and buy it. But if you are already in the market for a flash, or if you use flashes anyway, this probably is one of the best out there that you can go and get. If you want to go and check it anyway, there is a link in the description. You can go and do so, and then hopefully in a few months I can sort of come back and alliterate a bit more of my overall thoughts and opinions on using this flash. But that's everything that I can really go over. That's everything that comes in the box. As I say, all the links are in the description if you want to go and check them out. I do appreciate Godox for sending this out. I will be testing it a bit more now I've got it, because it's one of those things, once it's in your arsenal, why not utilize it? So with that being said, my name's been Callum, Capture, Create, Captivate, and I'll see you all in the next video.